If you have already signed paperwork on one of the three trucks we are about to cover, there is no reason to feel foolish about it. Every one of these three trucks is sold by a respected manufacturer, marketed heavily, and reviewed favorably by plenty of outlets focused on driving feel rather than long-term ownership data. The reliability numbers behind all three only became clear once enough owners had lived with them for a few years, which is exactly the kind of information that never makes it into a first drive review. Consumer Reports and J.D. Power both publish current reliability data across the truck segment, and 2026 model year information shows a clear split. 3 trucks score dramatically below the segment average. 4 trucks score dramatically above it. We start with the 3 worth avoiding, and then move into the 4 that make the strongest possible case for where that truck money should actually go instead. In the avoid category, first up is the Ram 1500, currently scoring 38 out of 100 on Consumer Reports Reliability Index. The 48-volt e-torque mild hybrid system fitted across most of the current lineup is the primary driver of that low score, with owner complaints centered on battery failures occurring well within a typical ownership window, and electrical faults affecting infotainment and climate systems that Ram's dealer network has struggled to diagnose consistently on the first visit. Repair costs for e-torque failures frequently exceed $2,000 once the truck ages past its 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty, a detail that catches many owners off guard since the system is marketed as a fuel-saving feature rather than something with meaningful failure risk attached to it. Next in the avoid category is the Jeep Gladiator, scoring 41 out of 100, weighed down by a well-documented steering oscillation issue at highway speed that owners and mechanics refer to as death wobble, most often triggered by worn track bar bushings or a failing steering damper. Multiple technical service bulletins from Jeep have addressed the issue without fully resolving it across every model year, and manual transmission Gladiators additionally show a pattern of clutch pressure, plate failures appearing as early as 20,000 miles. Any Gladiator test drive should specifically include sustained highway speed to check for steering play rather than relying on a short parking lot loop. Rounding out the avoid category is Rivian, scoring 44 out of 100, the highest of the 3, but still well below the segment average. The R1T's documented issues center on drive unit software glitches, causing intermittent power delivery loss, along with panel gap and paint quality inconsistencies across multiple production years. Rivian's service network across Texas remains thin outside major metro areas, meaning a documented fault can leave an owner waiting over a week for a service appointment, and resale values have already dropped sharply as a result, with some 2-year-old examples losing over 40% of original value. That is the discouraging half of this list. What comes next is the encouraging half, and the gap between these two groups is not subtle. In the trust category, we start with the Chevrolet Colorado, currently scoring meaningfully above the segment average and offering a genuinely strong middle ground option for buyers who do not need full-size capability. The current generation's turbocharged 4-cylinder has posted solid RepairPal and J.D. Power scores, with the main documented issue being minor infotainment software glitches addressed through dealer updates rather than any hardware failure of consequence. Used examples of the current generation run reasonably close to new pricing given how recently it launched, but leased returns are beginning to enter the used market at meaningfully lower cost. Tow rating on properly equipped models reaches 7,700 pounds, competitive for the midsize segment. Next in the trust category is the Nissan Frontier, the current generation built since 2022, which posts a full 4 out of 5 on RepairPal, the top score among mainstream midsize and full-size trucks reviewed this year. The 3.8-liter V6 uses a chain-driven timing system rather than a belt, eliminating a common failure point entirely, and Nissan backs the truck with a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty, among the strongest in the segment. Owner-reported issues are limited mostly to occasional infotainment freezes, requiring a simple restart. Used examples run $18,000 to $25,000, and tow rating reaches 6,720 pounds. Here is where the gap between avoid and trust becomes almost impossible to explain away as simple manufacturer inconsistency, because the next truck posts numbers that make the 3 avoid entries look even worse by direct comparison. In the trust category, the Toyota Tundra, particularly the hybrid variant, benefits from Toyota's historical reputation for reliability, though early models of the current generation have faced some well-documented growing pains. Toyota backs the hybrid battery system with a 10-year, 150,000-mile warranty, unmatched by any of the 3 avoid trucks covered earlier. Real-world fuel economy on the hybrid reaches around 22 miles per gallon combined, respectable for a full-size truck, and resale values have climbed steadily as more buyers discover the reliability data behind the badge. Used hybrid examples run $38,000 to $50,000, depending on trim and mileage, still considerably less than a comparably equipped new model. And in the top spot of the trust category, the truck that currently posts the strongest combination of reliability score, warranty coverage, and resale value retention in the entire full-size and mid-size segment is the Toyota Tacoma. Independent reliability surveys and RepairPal both place the Tacoma at or near the top of every truck reliability comparison published this year, and it remains the best-selling mid-size truck in America for good reason. Backed by a documented history of engines and transmissions across multiple generations, reaching well past 200,000 miles with routine maintenance. The current generation's turbocharged 4-cylinder is a newer design than the naturally aspirated engines that built the Tacoma's original reputation, and early ownership data on the turbo engine, while still limited compared to decades of history on the older design, has so far shown no widespread pattern of concern. Used examples of the outgoing generation, considered by many independent mechanics to be the more thoroughly proven option, run $22,000 to $32,000, and resale values on any Tacoma generation remain among the strongest of any vehicle sold in America, truck or otherwise. Across all 7 of these trucks, the split could not be clearer. The 3 avoid entries share a common thread of complex electrical or hybrid systems, introduced faster than they could be fully validated, combined with service networks that have struggled to keep pace with the complexity. The 4 trust entries share the opposite thread: engineering that has been proven, refined, and backed with warranty terms that reflect genuine manufacturer confidence rather than marketing language. None of this means every individual Ram, Gladiator, or Rivian will fail, and it does not mean every Tundra or Tacoma will run flawlessly forever. Reliability data describes probability across a large population of vehicles, not a guarantee for any single truck. But when the data is this consistent across multiple independent sources, it becomes a genuinely useful tool for narrowing down a decision this expensive. If this comparison changed the way you look at these 7 trucks, hit subscribe, drop a like, and share it with someone actively shopping in the Texas truck market right now. Comment below with which of the 4 trust picks you would actually choose. The next hidden reliability